Okay. Alright, hey, what's up everybody? Welcome back to the channel. July 26th, it's probably about 11 o'clock. I've been out here for at least an hour, maybe more than an hour. About to get into hive number 5, which if you did not see that in the intro, it has a migratory cover on it, and that thing is sealed down. So I'm actually going to take a seat because I've been out here for a while and I'm getting hot. So yeah, the bees have done a pretty good job of sealing down that migratory cover, which I said it last week and I'll say it again. It's the first time I've ever tried using one of those covers for a few reasons. One, between the bee suppliers, the telescoping outer cover and the inner cover, I mean that stuff runs you about 40 bucks. You can buy a 4x8 sheet of plywood, depending on your area, untreated, for maybe 20 bucks or so, 25 bucks, maybe close to 30, not entirely sure. Let's just say 30. And you can make probably 6 covers, not telescoping, that's just fancy, but the migratory covers, or you can just lie the dimension, however you cut it out to, the dimensions of the plywood on top of the hive, and the bees don't mind. They're still going to work the frames and make honey and everything. Alright, so yeah, about to get into hive number 5. That was a split I made back about 6 weeks ago. Went out of town for 2 weeks, gave them another week after I got back in town. So from making the split to 3 weeks later, they were queen right, meaning they had a lying queen, so it actually became a colony. Disclaimer, when I did make that split, the queen cells were very mature. They were capped and they were on the verge of hatching, so it's not like I made a walkaway split where I just put some frames with eggs into a nuke or whatever, to where the bees had to identify the queens they were going to make, draw them out, feed them royal jelly, so on and so forth. They were very mature queen cells, so that probably saved me about a week. But regardless, within 3 weeks I had a fully established colony with a laying queen. So that was about 3 weeks ago. I think I have a feeder in them, I'm not entirely sure, I believe I do. Either way, it's another weekly inspection, so let's get into hive number 5 and see how they're doing for this week. I'm pretty sure all the hives have a feeder in them, I just really can't remember. I did not put a medium box on this colony just yet because I think they had plenty of room to still work a few frames and everything, but that is the plan eventually. I'm going to add a medium super with 10 brand new, well, 10 frames with new foundation, and the plan is for them to work that, draw it out, expand the brood chamber and everything. I don't know if you can see that or not. They have some sugar water down in there, but not much, so I do have some ready for them. Yeah, the idea of adding the medium box is so they have they can expand the brood chamber, and they have a food store for the winter, because I'm not sure if I'm going to put candy boards on all the hives this year. Alright, so that's frame number 2. Doesn't look like they're really working those frames yet. They don't really have any foundation or anything on them. Drawn comb. They are storing the nectar though, and capping some of it, turning it into honey. It's just a food store. If you're feeding your bees, I know it looks like honey, but maybe you shouldn't really call it honey because you know you're feeding them. Here's the queen right there. Super easy to find when they're marked. Let me cage her, just because I want to look through the rest of the frames quickly for queen cells. Somebody left me a good tip in a comment last week, is basically just be careful how long you leave your queen in the sun. I thought that was a pretty good tip and everything. That's why I'm sharing it. Yeah, they're storing nectar. She started to lay on this frame as well. Capped brood, some pupated larvae and everything. Let's check one more frame just to see what they're doing. Looks like they're just storing the nectar I'm giving them, or the sugar water. Okay. Alright, I'd say that's good for this week. I'm not really trying to get too into them. Been out here for a while. Trying to make this quick, which I think I'm doing a good job at. Okay, let's top them off with some sugar water, release the queen, and call it a day. Alright, perfect amount. I really topped them off, if you can't tell. Alright, let's let the queen go so she can get back to what she was doing. And there she goes. Alright, yeah, they still have quite a few frames to work, so I'm not too concerned with giving them a medium box just yet. That would be too much space for them. So, cover goes back on, and I'll check on them in a week or so. So that does it for hive number 5. I kind of thought that, I just didn't want to say anything in the intro. I might end up checkerboarding a few frames, maybe 2 frames, to kind of force them to work some of the newer frames in between some of the drawn frames, but I'll give them another week to work what they have, and I might do that next week. So thanks for watching, everybody. Cole's Farm here in Jacksonville. The honey will be harvested today. I'll make a separate video with that, and check back on our social media for when it's ready to be purchased, which should be about midweek. So I'll harvest it today, I'll let it settle for a few days, and then I'll bottle it. And I'll make a few videos, post it on Instagram and Facebook, just so everybody knows when it's ready. But yeah, that does it for hive number 5. They're still doing their thing. They're still queen right. Homegrown queen. I haven't purchased any queens since 2017 when I started with 1 hive. That was the only queen that I purchased, and that's because I bought a nuke colony from a local beekeeper here in Jacksonville, and that's the only bees I've ever purchased. I've caught a few swarms over the years, made a few splits, and have successfully overwintered most of my colonies with very little losses. So I'm not saying all that because I'm an expert. By no means do I consider myself such. I've been doing this for 4 years now. I have a whole bunch to learn, but I have learned a few things over the years. So if anybody has any questions, feel free to reach out to me through social media, and I'll try and help you out. Alright, thanks for watching. Cole's Farm, Jacksonville, North Carolina. Another hot day inspecting bees, but it's just how things go, I guess. Alright, appreciate it.